A very good morning, children. Hope you understood the last class, that is classification and evolution, and also what's the need of classification, right? So now we have also started the topic which is history of classification. Okay, we have also seen that, especially in India, we have seen that Charaka and Sushruta, they have classified many plants, and even we have seen that Parasar in his book Vrikshayurveda, he has classified several plants based on their medicinal value and also the structure of the flowers. So today we are going to see another topic which is classification done by the biologists. So how classification is done in the early stages, that is what we are going to see in this. So classification done by the biologists till date, till now, what our biologists, how they have classified the living organisms and all. From the beginning we are going to see. We have only seen the classification done by Charaka and Sushruta and Parasar. So that is not an official classification. So it was done in the first AD. So only Parasara in the Vrikshayurveda, he has documented all of them. So is it official or is unofficial? We definitely don't know. So now coming to the classification done by our biologists up to date, that is till date. So when we come to the 16th and 17th century, okay, all biologists, they know the knowledge of the classification and all, but they did not recognize that the similarities and the differences among organisms are the consequences of evolutionary mechanisms. So in 16th and 17th century, so they did not recognize, what they did not recognize, the similarities and differences were the consequences of evolution. So the differences, the similarities which they are seeing in the animals is a part of the evolution. What is evolution? Acquiring the change. So from the base, right now, from the beginning in the evolution, there are, you can see a lot of changes in the animals, so or the plants, so the living organisms, you can see a lot of changes. So this is because of the, right, this is because of the similarities and differences because of the evolution. So evolution has brought the differences and that is not recognized by the scientists or the biologists who were in the 16th and 17th century. So they were not aware of that fact. Okay, so now they still thought that it's a organized biological diversity. It's an organized biological diversity. From the beginning, these animals are absolutely same. So there is no difference between the animals and the plants, which are now, they are absolutely same in the beginning also. So there is no diversity. So it is absolutely biological diversity. So everything is absolutely biologically same. So there is no difference. That is what they felt, that is what they believed. Okay, so now coming to the 1758, there was a scientist whose name is Carolus Linnaeus. Okay, Carl Linnaeus, we also call him as Carl Linnaeus. In the year 1758, he was the first person to promote a proper classification, okay, for centuries, right? So for example, now in 1758, Carolus Linnaeus or Carl Linnaeus, we also call him as Carl Linnaeus. He was the first person to classify the living organisms, to classify the plants and animals, right? And there was a classification which was being dominated till this all centuries, from the 2nd century onwards till this century, that is 1758. There were some classifications, right? So people only believed in that classification. So now when he came, he gave a new classification, right? He gave a new classification proposed. He classified the living organisms into particular classes, okay, and he gave the classification against the classification which was followed for a lot of generations, which dominated all these centuries. So now against that he gave a classification, and also he gave a particular name. He gave a particular name to the species, right? Now what is species? All same an organism which has maximum similarities are under the group of species, right? So now this naming of the group, naming of the organism was done in this way. Now he gave the name of the genus and also he gave the name of the species. Now to understand what is this genus and what is this species, we have to study an example. So before that, he is the same person, okay? For example, now there is a lion. Now this lion is a species. Now there only lions group will be in the species. Now there are some animals which are like lions, so they will be in the group of genus. That means now this genus is a group of some other organisms apart from lions, and again he grouped some of these genera in the family, okay, and then he kept some of these families in the order. He kept these orders in the class, and there are he kept some of these classes in the phylum, and then he kept some of these phylums in the kingdoms. So you can see here, first there are species. Species are one particular group. Genus, again there will be some 2 to 3 or 4 groups. Families, there will be some 10 groups. Order, there will be some 15 groups. Class, there will be some 20 groups. Phylum, there will be some 25 groups. Kingdom, no, all the animals which are like the species, you will find them in the kingdom. So that is how he kept some of the animals in the species, genus, families, and some of the families in the order, some of the orders in the classes, some of the classes in the phylum, and all the phylums in the kingdom. So now coming to this particular part, that is species and genus. Now these are the two very, very important things. So now he named one particular animal. Okay, he gave it a side. For example, let me tell you in this way. For example, if all the scientists sit together and now they want to talk about the mango. Now there are people from different countries, right? Now they might all doesn't know English. Okay, for example, a scientist has gone from Warangal, okay, from Telangana, right? If he goes to this kind of conference, okay, a person from Maharashtra has gone to a conference, okay, and a person from England has come to a person from Japan has come to the conference. So everybody will have their own language. Now they doesn't know English, right? We'll just assume that. Now they all wanted to talk about a mango, right? How to develop the mango fruits and all. So they will be talking. Now the person from Telangana, he will say that, okay, madagara mamadikayal chala baga pandutai, right? Now the same word mamadikaya, right? Now the other persons cannot understand that. Even our own Indian, who is a Maharashtrian, he also can't understand the same. So he will tell that he will talk about the arm. Now the same the person from Britain or some America will say mango. Russia some other language, from Japan some other language. So that will become a mess. So they don't know what they are talking about. Anyhow, they are talking about the same thing, but the name which they are using is absolutely different, and it is the common name. It's not a common name, right? It is a name which is used in their own region. So now that will become that will create a chaos in the meeting. So that's why Linnaeus, he gave the name, okay, a common name, right? That will be the name which everybody should know, and all the countries, when they talk about that particular plant or animal, they will only call the scientific name. They will not take the common name. So they will only get the scientific name. So how the scientific name is written, right? It will have two names. Okay, this naming system is called as the binomial nomenclature. So this binomial in the sense, by in the sense two, nominal in the sense naming, binomial nomenclature. So naming the organism in two names is called as the binomial nomenclature. So which are the two words which are taken to name them? One is the species and second one is the genus. Species and genus. Okay, so now coming to the species, right? So now, for example, if you take the human beings, right? the genus name is the Homo, okay, and the species is the Sapiens. So the human beings are called as the Homo sapiens. They are called as Homo sapiens. So what is Homo here? Homo is the genus, right? And then sapiens is the species. Sapiens is the species. So we are, now this is the common name, scientific name of the human beings. So here Homo sapiens means like the Homo is from the genus and sapiens from the species. That is how Linnaeus gave the naming system, that is the binomial nomenclature. So to understand it better, we'll take one example of all the animals, right? An example of the lion. Okay. So children, all the names of the classification, that is kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species, all these words are actually given by or termed by whom? Carl's Linnaeus, right? Carl's Linnaeus. So he is the one who gave all these names for the classification, right? Now what is kingdom? What is kingdom? Now whatever the animals, whatever the living organisms are there on the earth, Linnaeus divided them into two kingdoms. One is Animalia and then next one is the Vegetabilia. Okay, that is the Plantae. In the sense, all the plants are divided into one particular kingdom and all the animals are divided into one particular kingdom. Okay. Now there are so many animals in the, now when you take the kingdom, that means all, in the sense here, all the animals, you can say all the animals are present here. Each and every living organism, especially whichever are the animals, are present in the kingdom. Okay. Now that means n number of animals are there in the kingdom. Now coming to the second, right, then he divided all the animals into phylums. So now what are phylums? Phylums in the sense here, there are chordates and non-chordates. Chordates in the sense which have the vertebral column, which have the backbone. There are organisms which have the backbone. There are organisms which doesn't have the backbone. So that is how phylums are divided. So here chordate in the sense which has the vertebral column. Okay, now we are talking about the lion. Okay, we are talking about the lion. So now we'll come from the species. So what is here? Lion. Lion, the name of the lion is, a scientific name of the lion is Leo. Scientific name of the lion is Leo. Now you can see the genus. The name of the genus is Panthera. It's called as the Panthera. Okay. Right now you remember this one. The name of the species is Leo. Okay. Now coming to the class. Class here is Mammalia. That means all the mammals, right? So mammals are the ones which give milk to their young ones. So all the mammals are classified under the class. And then coming to the order, that is the Carnivora. Carnivora in the sense which are carnivorous in nature, right? There are all the wild animals, most of them are the carnivorous animals. So they come under the Carnivora. Coming to the family. Family here is Felidae. Felidae in the sense all the cats, that is lion, tiger, leopard, panther, whatnot. Okay. All these animals come under the Felidae, right? That is cats. Now coming to the genus, right? Coming to the next one is Panthera. This Panthera will have the big cats. Here cats can be small cats and here you can there will be big cats. Now coming to the Panthera, there are big cats. There are big cats like tiger, lion, leopard, panther. All these are the big cats. So now last one is the, from all these things, what is the next one is the species, that is the Leo. Okay, so that is the lion. Now this is the classification of the lion. Now what we'll do is we'll go from the bottom. If you take the lion, what is lion? Lion is the species, right? Lion is a species. Now what is the genus here? Lion is in the group of big cats. Okay, that is genus, right? That means lion is here. It is a single species here. But whereas when you come to the big cats, there are some 4 to 5 species like tiger, lion, leopard, panther. All these are in the genus which is called as the Panthera. And coming to the family, all the cats, not big cats, small cats and big cats and whatever they are in the family which is called as the Felidae. Now coming to the order. Now what these animals are? They are the carnivorous animals. So they are not the herbivorous animals. So they are absolutely carnivorous animals. So all the carnivorous animals are kept in the order which is called as the Carnivora. So out of these carnivores, like there will be mammals and there will be non-mammals here. So in the carnivore lion is also a mammal, right? Lion give birth to the young ones directly and also feeds them on the milk. Okay, that's why they are called as the mammals, right? So they are in the class called as Mammalia. And now if you observe, it will have the vertebral column, right? It will have the backbone. That's why they are in the column called as the chordata. For example, if you see the bacteria, if you see the paramecium, they don't have the vertebral column, so they are not in the chordata group. So the animal which doesn't have the chordata will not be in the chordata phylum. So and all now coming to the what is the kingdom? That is the Animalia. So Animalia is the kingdom. So that is how the classification is done. So this one, you will read more about the classification, that intermediate, if you take the botany or zoology as your subjects, right? Now if you take BPC, you can learn more about the classification. For now, this is more than enough for you. So now, basing on this, you tell me what is the scientific name of the lion, right? So first of all, what you have to take the name of the genus and take the name of the species. So what is the name of the genus now? That is Panthera. What is this one? Species is Leo. So this is the scientific name of lion. So that is how Linnaeus divided the animals into kingdoms, and then kingdoms into phylums, phylums into families, families into class, he divided the kingdoms into phylums, phylums into class, class into order, order into families, families into genus, and then the last one is the species. And all these words are coined by Carlos Linnaeus, especially all these words, right, which we are using in the classification are completely coined by whom? By Carlos Linnaeus. Okay, so according to him, there are two kingdoms. According to him, there are two kingdoms. One is Animalia, that is all the animals. One is Plantae, all the plants. So now this system was it survived for a very long time, But whereas after some time, the first major break has come, that is in the year 1969, when another scientist whose name is Whittaker, he proposed a five kingdom theory. So here, if you come to the Carl Linnaeus, he said that there are only two kingdoms. One is Animalia, second one is the Plantae, all the plants here, and here all the animals. And then came Whittaker, and that too in the year 1969. Now he said that there are five kingdoms, not one kingdom, there are five kingdoms, and he said that these are, he classified them into Monera, Protista, fungi, Plantae, Animalia. So according to him, there are five kingdoms, and these are the Monera, Protista, fungi, Plantae, and Animalia. So according to him, these are the five kingdoms. According to Carlos Linnaeus, he divided all the animals and plants into Animalia and Plantae, only two kingdoms. But whereas when Whittaker came in the 1969, he divided all the animals into five different kingdoms. Right? One is Monera, Protista, third one is fungi, fourth one is Plantae, and the fifth one is the Animalia. Right? Now, why did he divide them? What is the reason behind that? We'll see in our next session. Until then, see you all. Take care. Have a great day.